Spanning the breadth of northern England, the Great Coast to Coast Walk is one of Britain's most popular hiking trails. Thousands of walking enthusiasts set off along this 192-mile route, which goes through 3 national parks drawn to its majestic scenery. But this trail's great popularity is also its greatest threat, as the huge number of people walking the route are also unwittingly causing its erosion. Popular with charity walkers, nature enthusiasts, even honeymooners, this famous trail is slowly falling into an irreversible state of disrepair. And the fear now is that this hiking heaven may be lost to future generations.
There was a couple of places where we had to sort of divert across fields because you could see the track was falling away, and there's another part where we had to stay on the inside, and you could see sort of slabs of land were sort of disappearing downwards.
It was all mud and it was all sloping, and there weren't any real places to put your feet in.
So I was speaking to somebody the other day who's a fossil hunter, and he said that he rescued a child just last year from the sea because they'd gone down and the land suddenly slipped.
In the worst-hit areas of the trail, it's sometimes impassable. And local farmers Clive and Amanda Owen have often had to rescue stranded walkers that have underestimated the dangers.
Over the years, it's got more and more popular. Until now, it's incredibly popular, and a lot of people. How many people?
It's about 16,000 people a year, and from all over the world as well. So it's throughout the summer, it's great. The whole world comes to us, but they get here and they're like, oh God. They've never encountered anything like that.
No, it's very hard to walk through. It's incredibly, damaged and very hard to walk in. And people are getting stuck in it and really struggling.
We've had some pretty close calls. We had a chap one time who literally had gone in up to his waist. It was an older chap, and he'd literally given up. He'd given up. He thought he was going to die. He got cold, and it was just his luck that a fell runner actually running late in the day found him and managed to get him here at darkening. Anything that can be done to keep people on the path is a good thing.
The erosion of the trail will only continue the more it's used, but all is not lost because a crowdfunding project has been set up to try and lay flagstones on the worst affected stretches.
There was a real feeling of this is one of the toughest parts on the coast to coast. People come down here absolutely exhausted, and it's an area that's getting worse, and that was really quite clear. And then we started to talk to people like the Mountain Rescue, who said we were up there in August and had to dig somebody out.
What do you think needs to be done then to actually sort the problem out?
Along some sections, it's things like placing floating flags, particularly over the peat areas, or take people across one route, allow the rest of the area to vegetate up, go back to where it should be.
How much money do you think you'd need?
We would aiming to raise 15,000 through the crowdfunding, but all together we need 27,000.
This is Robin Hood's Bay, where the trail ends on the east coast. This picturesque seaside town is the finish line for hikers who've spent days, even weeks, trekking across the country. So I've reached the end point, but there's a real concern that unless parts of this spectacular trail are restored, this great British walk could be lost forever.